Um, Welcome to our today's talk shows regarding this International Women's Day. Today's our subject is women's and presence world. Now, I'm really happy to see all of our distinguished guests from different countries of the world. First of all, I would like to introduce the distinguished guest and president, chair of these talk shows. Today's program presented by Mr. Shahidullah uh, on behalf of the ITV of USA, and as a chief guest, as a chief guest here, Mrs. Elizabeth Olivia Jean Gagan from Canada. She is available here as a chief guest. Now I'd like to introduce with our chief speaker, Miss Jessica Eshe from USA. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to request our today's keynote speakers, Ms. Rania Limpu from Greece.
Thank you.
So welcome Rania Limpu as a keynote speakers. And now I'd like to request the speakers from Philippines, Princess Dr. Catherine Sengel. Thank you so much. You're welcome as speakers of this today of this spacious conference regarding this International Women's Day, celebrated by the ITVUSA, and all are here to celebrate the International Women's Day because all the distinguished and renowned lady from the different countries is present here. It's my pleasure to see you at a glance in a frame. So I would like to first of all I would like to request to Mr. Shahidullah to opening this program and short remark to opening today's conference regarding celebrating the International Women's Day. Now, Mr. Shahidullah, please you can opening you can speak you can deliver your opening speech.
Thank you so much, host Dr. Aminul Haq, Chair, and AHR, the collaborate will celebrate today International Women's Day 2021. This year, a little bit the different from like the others, the years as countries and communities start to slowly, especially like New York and other, the state recover from devastating the pandemic, and we have a chance to finally end the exclusion and marginalization of women and girls. I want to say thank you all our panelists, all the speaker from the different world, all our our women leader from the different world, and to build forward better from the COVID-19 this crisis, and to get the global goals family back to our track, especially like we cannot simply return to the world we had before, whatever last 1 year, like 2019 we celebrate like the different way the International Women's Day, but it's 2020 and 2021. We cannot expect like the next year everything will be okay, and we must to do thing like the differently, and that means like the starting and the barrier, the hold women and the girls the back. This year International Women's Day is a really cry for our the generation equality, and it will time to finally fully harness the power of women's leadership to realize a more equal, more inclusive, and more sustainable future. Thank you so much, our host and all the speaker and guests. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for reminding me about the present situations and past situations of this. Yes, we strongly believe and we agree with you. We can reach the safe world within short time for our children, for our women, for all the peoples. Yes, because this is the time we have to decide how we want to see our women. This is the high time. So now I'd like to calling the name of Princess Dr. Catherine from Philippines. He is very active activist regarding these women's and children's issues. Now I would like to request you to deliver your speech on the to on
Arnett,
the
sorry,
occasion of the celebration.
before this
Hearing
speech,
me?
like
Is
the
it
United
okay?
Nations Secretary General send like the message for our
Ah,
program,
okay.
and we can
Wow.
run this program from our, the archive. Can I do that?
Wow, thank you. Yes, yes, it's absolutely remarkable for our for today's program. It's very much great. Yes, now we are ready to ready to watch the speech from the United Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres. Please, you can play now.
The COVID-19 pandemic has erased decades of progress towards gender equality. From high job losses to exploding burdens of unpaid care, from disrupted schooling to an escalating crisis of domestic violence and exploitation, women's lives have been upended and their rights eroded. Mothers, especially single mothers, have faced acute anxiety and adversity. The consequences will far outlast the pandemic. But women have also been on the front lines of pandemic response. They are the essential workers, keeping people alive and holding economies, communities and families together. They are among the leaders who have kept prevalence rates lower and countries on track for recovery. This year's International Women's Day highlights the transformative power of women's equal participation. We are seeing it ourselves at the United Nations, where I am proud that we have achieved gender parity in UN leadership posts for the first time in history. The evidence is clear. When women lead in government, we see bigger investments in social protection and greater inroads against poverty. When women are in parliament, countries adopt more stringent climate change policies. When women are at the peace table, agreements are more enduring. And with women now serving in equal numbers at the top leadership posts at the United Nations, we are seeing even more concerted action to secure peace, sustainable development and human rights. In a male-dominated world, with a male-dominated culture, gender equality is essentially a question of power, and males are an essential part of the solution. I call on countries, companies and institutions to adopt special measures and quotas to advance women's equal participation and achieve rapid change. As we recover from the pandemic, support and stimulus packages must target women and girls specifically, including through investments in women-owned businesses and the care economy. Pandemic recovery is our chance to leave behind generations of exclusion and inequalities. Whether running a country, a business or a popular movement, women are making contributions that are delivering for all and driving progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. It's time to build an equal future. This is a job for everyone and for the benefit of everyone. Thank you.
It's a wonderful. We are really delighted to get the speech from the General Secretary General of the United Nations. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to ITVUSA to share his valuable speech to celebrate the International Women's Day. Yes, it's our great achievement from today's. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to the United Secretary General. Now I would like to request and announce the name of Dr. Princess Dr. Catherine from Philippines to deliver your speech regarding today's subjects.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, world, or good day, world.
Good evening.
Sounds, is it okay? Okay.
Yes.
Samson has his beautiful Delilah. Anthony has his loving Cleopatra. And we women are the normal days, the new normal Cleopatra and Delilah. We are bold. You are bold. You are beautiful. You are absolutely brilliant. You are creative. You are resilient. You are wonderful. These are my affirmation each time I open my eyes each morning to remind myself that I am a conqueror and still conquering, that I am an achiever and still achieving. Don't be afraid, women, of greater heights. Don't you ever allow anyone to get away or to take away our dreams because it belongs to us, women. I may like the color red with a touch of magenta into it. And my sister Jessica, Ambassador Jessica, may like color gold. My good friend Dr. Animal may like color white, and it is very becoming to him. And my sister Elizabeth may like the black hat on her head. We may like different colors, all of us here, but we make up the beautiful rainbows at the sky, meaning to say, we are one. I always move with a smile, with this crown of flowers in my head. And I don't care if I'm different because you see, I am not into rings and earrings, but all of, just this. This is me, and I make I made no apology to anyone. But this is me, a woman. A woman travels around the world as mother, as sister, as auntie, as grandmother, and as wife. And whenever we land on a particular country that we live in, we call it our motherland. A strong woman knows how to cry and how to burst tears each time to defend her son, to defend her daughter, to defend her family. And each time she will stoop down and pray and really pray so hard and ask God for help. But for a moment, she will do that. A woman will do that, but get her sword and fight and fight. The woman will fight and get her shield to protect her family, to protect her family, to fight against the all odds. Women, we are the change makers. Women should be strong right here in our head and strong right here in our hearts. And right now, I challenge the women of the world to take care of our health because health is our wealth. And during these pandemic days, we need to have a strong body. Women as change makers, we can. I am Princess Ambassador, Catherine Comandante Sangil, all the way from the Philippines, Access for Human Rights International brand ambassadress, saying, "Thank you for having me here. Uh, thank you, everyone. Thank you, world. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. God bless us all. Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Imagine, imagine, imagine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Yes, we are also agree with you. Yes,
Yes.
the most important creation, women, is the most important creation of the world because women are the symbol of creation, peace, and fighting and rights. You are really, really uttered the absolute sentence. Thank you so much for your valuable and informative speech.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to request the to today's keynote speaker, Ms. Rania Lempu from Greece. Ms. Rania Lempu, you are welcome to deliver your speech now, please.
To every participant. I'm very honored to be a part today of this so significant, enriching, resourceful event. I'm a STEM instructor, global educator, neuroeducation researcher. Currently, I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education. And International Day today, Women's Day, while circumstances are different this year because of the COVID pandemic, it is still a day to celebrate women around the world, their achievements, their raise awareness, and a lot more. We can call out gender bias and inequality. So collectively, we can help create an inclusive world. The pandemic has exacerbated existing inequalities between women and men in almost all areas of life, both in Europe and beyond, rolling back on the hard-won achievements of past years. So what is the impact of COVID pandemic upon women? Women in the labor market were hit hard by the pandemic. Member states recorded a surge in domestic violence. Lockdowns have a significant impact on unpaid care-life balance. Women were at the front line tackling the pandemic, and a striking lack of women in COVID pandemic TC on women's bodies. So the pandemic has actually amplified biases women have faced for years, higher performance standards, harsher judgment for mistakes, and penalties for being mothers and for taking advantage of flexible work options. The impact of COVID could lead to an increased occurrence of early marriages due to poverty. Impoverished families may be inclined to reduce care of their young girls. So the active and meaningful their lives, families, and communities is essential for upholding their human rights and ensuring their effective protection and supporting their empowerment. Girls, students, and families should be targeted, of course, with financial support packages, home visits, and monitoring to guarantee their protection. Despite all these challenges arising from COVID pandemic, the European Commission made significant efforts to move forward with implementation of the gender equality strategy over the past year, but we need to do a lot more. Women in business, so women in politics, women who are providing support in civil society, all are part of the global mosaic of building a global society. Societies need women leaders making history, leading the charge for innovation and global progress. Leading is by definition change making. So my message to all women is have faith in yourself, follow your dreams and follow your passion because all women can be change makers. It's just a matter of unlocking it. The stereotype manager think male no longer stands alone. As 2021 unfolds, we can add a new one. Think leader, think lady. Women need empowerment. Empowerment is a multidimensional process encompassing changes in the political, social, economic spheres of life. And these different dimensions of empowerment are closely related. Women's economic empowerment, it's important because it relates to the enhancement of women's capacity for strategic choice and agency in the sphere of economy, and to the possibility this opens up for change in other spheres of their lives. I want to say that I am the founder of 5 humanitarian international projects that are implemented mostly in Africa and Asia. And through these projects, I'm trying to promote positive peace because positive peace is based on sustainability, stability, and high standard of living. Um, my project, the first one is called Water Life Giver and Threat. It aims at raising water and awareness among children, especially young girls, about how to sanitize their water. And another one is called Food for Thought, aims at raising nutrition awareness. Another one, very recent, was about COVID and help them to protect them and inform them about the dangers of the COVID pandemic. And I'm very excited to announce a new project that I have launched very recently. It's the gender-based violence, why peace is a much better option, is a STEM. What is the originality of this project is a STEM, actually a STEM interdisciplinary project. STEM means the acronym of science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So for the first time, maybe on the global level, we will have, we suggest a project that combines STEM, which is the future of education, with gender-based violence in Nigeria. Of course, it will be extended to all other countries. And this project aims at raising gender-based violence awareness among children of 11 to 13-year-old children in Africa. And this includes awareness activities like role-playing, storytelling, creative activities such as arts and crafts. And the final outcome of this project will be the strengthening of the idea of peace among members of societies that experience conflict, especially gender-based conflict. And this school-based intervention can promote, of course, gender equality, prevent violence against women by challenging stereotypes that give power over women. The project, of course, focuses on 5 out of 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals: good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, reduced inequalities, peace, justice, and strong institutions. I'm also trying to promote STEM education and encourage girls into this process, because girls are so far very underrepresented in STEM education. And furthermore, I'm fighting for the equality between women and men in the field of natural sciences. Very recently, I want to sensitize my children, make them aware of the importance of the fact that women should have equal opportunities with men in developing themselves as scientists. I want to change the impression that science is only for boys. And this is a huge challenge, because we know that the number of girls and women pursuing science careers is lower than of their male counterparts. So recently I created with my students a very significant educational video, which is called Women Physicists from Marie Curie Times till Today. You can find it, it's free on YouTube. And this is based on a STEAM project that we implemented with my students. And we create also portraits of the 30 eminent women physicists. This video was awarded in the European competition Diversity in STEM, was aired on the national Greek national television on the National Women's Day. Of course, it includes all these messages that I want to send you today. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rania Lempi. You're excellent, very much informative and suggestion.
Yes, I would say that all these projects.
Yes, with suggestion, with hope, with project and different types of steps also mentioned here. Yes, we strongly believe that all women are beyond their boundary. So it will be the great. Then if we believe And if we observe this thought, observe this sentence, then we can ensure the safe and enlarged place for our women. Yes, thank you so much for your excellent deliberation. Uh, Miss Tania, Tanuja, are you there?
We,
Okay. Okay, she's
Honorable
not
host, we have a short presentation.
Okay. I would like to. We are actually just end of the point. Now I'd like to request the name of our chief speakers, Ms. Jessica S. from USA. She is very much talented and excellent speaker. We're waiting to hear from you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Hogue. First, God said, men, there will be good, subservient women in all four corners of the world. Then he made the world round and laughed and laughed and laughed. But seriously, you see an image of a lighthouse behind me. You can imagine this is a metaphor for a woman. Her body is the structure that holds it up. Maybe the electricity, all of the wiring, is her brain that allows the light to reflect from her heart. At first, this woman is a girl and she has to be raised and nourished and nurtured. We know from research that it is the father who instills confidence in the daughter. It is this male influence that gives her her strength. And children rise to meet our expectations. If we expect girls to wash dishes and raise amazing children, they will. If we expect girls to wash dishes, raise amazing children, and become president, they will. Or maybe a CEO of a company, or maybe a professor. I encourage you to set high expectations for your daughters. I'm a huge supporter of cultures around the world, including Bangladesh. I mentor a 12-year-old girl in Pakistan, Habiba Javed, who is amazingly brilliant, and both of her parents encourage her at every moment. She is a bright light on this planet. I mentor the CEO of an NGO called I Speak. Her name is Rosa Ouada Benlakef, another bright light in this universe. But if you live in a country where there is female genital mutilation, you're destroying their bodies, and the structure can't be strong enough to withstand the strong storms that life throws at her. If you're in a country where women aren't allowed out of the house, well, you're not letting her spirit to shine on the earth. Women need to go see doctors. It's very simple. We don't have to have an emotion about that. If you're in a country where women aren't allowed, girls aren't allowed to be educated, the wiring can't be strong enough to create such a bright light from within. Atrocities are committed in the name of culture. Don't tell me this is your culture. Your culture is flexible. It can evolve. Culture always does evolve. And I'm certainly by no means saying that the US is the best culture on earth. I'm not. But men here change diapers. It's just part of being a developed nation. They cook food. They go to the grocery store. This is part of being a developed nation. And it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that in countries where there is FGM, that in countries where girls aren't allowed to be educated, and that in countries where women can't leave their home, they're having trouble developing. That culture is on the rocky shore because half of the light of that country is not allowed to shine. But there's an easy solution. It's deep within all of us. Instead of controlling her, instead of subjugating her, instead of trying to make her servile, make a beautiful space where she wants to be. Nourish her heart and her mind and let her play in the rivers and climb trees to make her body and her spirit strong enough to storm any weather. And you will feel more joy, and I mean physical joy and emotional joy, than you don't even know is possible at this time. Trust me. Think about this lighthouse and let the 50% of your country shine so your culture can get off of the rocky shore and into safe waters and develop. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Jessica Asher, for your wonderful speech. Yes, we strongly believe culture and women are very much close because culture grown up on the depends on the women. Yes, absolutely. We can, if we want to save world for our women, we should exchange our culture. We should honor our culture uh, uh, to save our culture as well. And now we are on the ending point. Now I'd like to request the chief guest of today's program, uh, Dr. Elizabeth Jean Olivia Gagnon from Canada. Now I'd like to request our chief guest to deliver your speech.
Thank you, Dr. Hook. First, I'd like to thank AHRI and ITVUSA for this opportunity. And I'm going to start off by being different because that's who I am. I'm different. So I want to let all the women out there know that I'm an everyday woman who is a leader, who became a leader within a year. Why? Because I worked hard, I gave hard, and I connected. This year for Commonwealths, their message for women is to innovate, connect, and transform. So I'm looking at all of these ladies that I'm with today, and they have done all of that. They have transformed into beautiful butterflies, and their wings are open wide. It is a great honor to sit among all of these people and know that you can make a difference. No degrees, no education, and a woman who was badly abused as a child is sitting among all of you today. Why? Because I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. I stand up and I'm different. A lot of these people that sit among me and who sit among many tables that I've been among in the last year have given me a chance to prove myself. We as leaders need to set examples. We need to empower and support one another, not knock each other down and compete. We as ladies need to be sisters. We need to connect. We need to stay joined as one. If we want to make a difference and we want to see a difference, we need to stay connected. I know with these ladies that I sit with today are connected with me. We support each other in many different ways, through different events, through different conferences, through different summits. We support. We stay connected. We innovate. We encourage, and we hold each other up. I want to come to you all and give you this message that it's not easy being a woman leader. A lot will attack, a lot will come at you, and will try to push you. We as women need to stay strong. I myself have been attacked many times. How dare I be a leader? How dare I be a human rights activist? How dare I be an advocate? How dare you? Well, I'll tell you all. I'm daring you to change the way you think, the way that you treat people, and the way that you come at me. I'm a proud and honorable leader I'm an international secretary for Human Rights and Social Justice Federation. I'm a director for AHRI, and I am proud to carry these titles. I am proud to work with these people. And we as leaders need to empower each other. And just because we don't get along with each other, or we don't support some story or some topic, doesn't mean that we need to be rude or disrespectful to anybody. We don't have to agree on everything, but we do have to be respectful. I am truly honored for the opportunity that Dr. Aman Hug has given me in the last year and a half. I am truly honored to know this man. He has opened doors for me that my parents even told me would not be open for me. And today I sit among all of you and I am speaking to the world. You make the difference. You define who you are, and different is beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your speechless speech. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. Actually, I just want to utter one sentence. If women win, my daughter is win. If women win, my wife is win. If women win, my mother is win. If women win, my sister is win. If all women is win, the world is win. This can be our motto in this auspicious moment to celebrate the International Women's Day. Thank you so much for all of the distinguished guests from different countries, and also I express my gratitude to the ITV of USA to enlarge this facility for us. And thank you so much for your kind presence and for here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Honorable host, we have a short presentation, then we'll go forward.
Okay. So maybe there have no any guest or speaker is waiting for here. So I would like
we have one Tanuja, and first we're gonna be play like our presentation. Then Tanuja will be speak.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. We can play our.
Every year on the 8th of March, International Women's Day is celebrated across the globe. It's a day to recognise female achievement and a call to action, encouraging everyone to stand up for women's rights and gender equality. Gender equality means no matter your gender, you're granted the same rights, privileges and access to opportunities as everyone else. You may be thinking, why is this day so important? Throughout history, women have had to fight for the freedom and rights we enjoy today. 150 years ago, women couldn't vote, stand in parliament, receive proper medical attention, own property, access fair legal support, get paid the same as men, visit the same public areas as men, get a proper education. The list goes on. 150 years ago, people lived in a very different world to what we know now. So how did things change? Someone didn't snap their fingers and then bam, women had all the rights. Change occurred gradually through the tireless efforts of brave women and men fighting together for what is right. Let's rewind. In the late 19th century, the fight for women's suffrage began gaining momentum. Suffrage means the right to vote, and at this time, only men could do so. This meant that all the political decisions were decided by men, including those that only affected women. As time passed, some women grew increasingly frustrated by the lack of progress and failed attempts to achieve suffrage. One of these women was Emmeline Pankhurst, who responded by forming the Women's Social and Political Union in 1903, which encouraged a stronger kind of activism. This led to years of protests, rallies and strikes, with women being arrested, jailed, injured, and some even losing their lives in the fight for suffrage. When the First World War was declared in 1914, suffragettes shifted their campaign to encourage women's involvement in the war effort. The devastation of war brought the nation together in support of one another, and attitudes began to change. Women took on responsibilities and jobs that they were previously excluded from, like working as mechanics and drivers. In 1918, the Representation of the People Bill was passed, giving women the right to vote. However, it was only some women of a certain age and circumstance. It wasn't until 1928 that all women over 21 were finally allowed to vote. The right to vote is instrumental in creating a society that is fair and just. Imagine if all the UK were one gigantic football team. Half of the team can play exactly as they are, while the other is blindfolded. The team probably isn't going to do so great. The same goes for a society. If everyone has the same rights and freedoms, a society can grow and develop in a way that benefits everyone. Once women were able to vote, the ball began rolling on other rights, like political representation, access to greater opportunities, fairer pay, and working rights. As you can see, change takes time. It wasn't until 1979 that Britain had its first female Prime Minister, which was 76 years after Emmeline Pankhurst first established the Women's Social and Political Union. So what does gender equality look like today? We are fortunate to live in a time and place where incredible opportunities are in abundance. Everyone can get an education, access healthcare, get a job, and speak their minds. However, we still have some work to do before we reach equality for all. One way that gender inequality plays out in our everyday life is through stereotypes. A stereotype is a generalised opinion of a person or group of people. Ever heard someone say something like, "You throw like a girl," or "boys don't cry"? These kinds of phrases exist because of centuries of restrictive ideas about gender that really aren't true or fair. People are way too unique and complex to fit neatly in a box. Girls and boys can be athletic, fast and strong. And of course, everyone cries. It's normal and healthy to express your feelings and to be vulnerable. Stereotypes can be really damaging and can prevent you from being yourself and reaching your potential. Today, women are still the minority in Parliament, leadership roles and career fields like science and engineering, as well as making less money than men on average. So, this International Women's Day, think about what you could do to help in the fight for equality. Everyone benefits when we are all treated equally.
Thank you. Thank you for wonderful presentation. We have been seen what is the contribution of women for the world. Yes, safe, responsible and conscious women have left their mark on the age-old genius, which is still enlightened the world. Marvelous. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome to the Jurapas from Thailand. Actually, we are ending of the point. Now I'd like to request our today's guest of honor, Jurapas from Thailand. You are welcome as a guest of honor to this program. Now I'd like to request you to deliver your speech, please.
Thank you so much. Are you hear me? And
Yes.
nice to meet you for everybody. I am Jurapat from Thailand. Today is a Women's Day. I'm very happy for this day. And the International Women's Day is can be tracked back to the February 28th, when the Social Party of the America decided this day in the honor of the garment workers strike in the New York. Sorry for my for my English is not well, but I talk English by my heart. Okay, and however, the first official elevation of ITVUSA Women's Day happened in the 1911 when women from several European countries, Australia, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland participated in the demonstration. More than a million women looked to the street to demand for the right of vote and the right to hold public office. Women also protest employment, sex discrimination, and equal pay. Today is a Women's Day. I am very powerful to meeting this day, and very happy to meet you. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Delivered is excellent. Thank you. I appreciate you for being a part of this conference today. Miss Tanuja, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to our chief guest speaker and key speaker, because now I would like to break the systems because our guest because Tanuja was late comer here. Okay, Tanuja, you can deliver your short speech now, please.
Okay. Thank you so much. I am very glad that I am here, and I'm feeling very honored that you invited me as a speaker in this show. Emmanuel ji, Jessica, Elizabeth, all are very beautiful people are there, and happy Women's Day to all. In short, I would only like to say there is no hero without her. If women are in the word is very beautiful, and the men are the part of their life. Both are equal, but the women's gives the strength to a family, to a society, to a world. All women's world leaders like Jessica Ardern from New Zealand, Angela Merkel for Germany. In COVID pandemic, they represent their countries and save their country in COVID. They are most powerful women. Now the Kamala Harris, our Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. We are proud of all the women who are representing the country, and I'm very lucky that I am representing my country, India, and interacting with all of you. Thank you very much, and namaste to all.
Thank you so much for your short, excellent speech. Yes, may the world of women can win, and may this world be safe.
Yeah.
This can be motto, because now we are in the ending of this conference today, because we are all maybe I would like to request the presidents of this conference to deliver his closing speech as a president of this conference. And we believe that all the distinguished ladies is present here, but none of one use the purple colors, but I use this purple spice my background is purple. Thank you. thank you so much for your excellent deliberation, excellent and kind present of this conference. Mr. President, you can deliver your closing speech. Thank you so much.
Thank, thank you so much, our honorable host and the keynote speaker who delivered excellent, and lot of authentic information. And I'm going to give special thanks, from like all our leadership, the women leadership, like from the whole over the world, and I say thank you everyone, and we'll work together. We'll recover our, whatever we lost from our family, from our community, from our state, from the world, and see you again. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. And good night and
Thank
stay
you,
safe and blessed.
Nitu.
Happy International Women's Day. Thank you. Bye.
ITV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.